My heart was racing as a legendary Navajo Chief Rutherford loneman entered the teepee. He was a tall and commanding man with tanned, leathery skin and long black braided hair. I'd been studying holistic health in Northern California, and me and a few student friends of mine had been invited to participate in this all-night prayer meeting in honor of Mother's Day. As the drumming began and the firekeeper kept a steady blaze, Rutherford chanted and prayed to Great Spirit. His gritty prayers were moving for Mother Earth, all mothers, our relationships, and for hope and courage. Next to him, an old man prepared peyote tea medicine and passed it around in a wooden bowl. I wasn't into recreational drugs anymore, but clearly the intention here was healing, so I was up for this sacred journey. The tea was the most bitter and strange taste I ever experienced. I was beginning to notice its effects when Rutherford spoke about the great tolerance of Mother Earth and a mother's love. Some offered prayers for their mothers, and others confessed their wounded mother relationships. In that moment, I felt profound gratitude for my mother and grandmother, even though they didn't always admire my choices. As can happen with peyote, some people become nauseous. My friend Nirvana was sitting beside me, and all of a sudden, I heard her gagging as she started violently throwing up, over and over again. I was overwhelmed by the sound and the sight. The tension and discomfort in the teepee were palpable, and some appeared quite critical of her. I believe they were thinking something like, "I'm glad that wasn't me," or "She must have some real hidden issues to react like that." There was silence as she finished her final retch. Rutherford's gaze was fixed on Nirvana, and mine was on him. He uncrossed his long legs, stood up. Speaking gravely, he said, "Many of you judge her, but you avoid your pain and deny your fear. She is a brave sister. She's opened the door for all of us. We are grateful to her." Then he slowly walked toward Nirvana, squatted squarely in front of her, looked her in her eyes, and said, "Thank you." She smiled and quietly wept. And then Rutherford Loneman shocked us all with one finger. He lightly touched her vomit to his forehead. He said, "Her pain, your pain, is sacred. It's human. It's the pain of Mother Earth and our ancestors. Don't judge anyone's pain. Accept it. It will inspire you to seek truth. So tonight, sing and pray with it. Feel it, release it. Then healing in our hearts and on this earth can take place." Rutherford slowly lumbered back to his seat and crossed his legs, and the drumming and the chanting resumed. We were all humbled, and the mood in that teepee was deep and sober. My heart cracked open with rushes of personal and planetary insights. I became acutely aware of my habitual fears and judgmental tendencies, and spent that night facing them, which today I'm grateful for. Wanting connection, I made eye contact with a friend. Feeling seen and vulnerable, I was tempted to look away, but staying present, my resistance and fears softened. I felt peaceful and accepting myself, my friends, and everyone in that teepee. Some people's suffering is obvious, others is not so. But every one of us suffers physically, mentally, and spiritually. It actually unifies us. We're not only one in spirit, but also in our human suffering. Judging may protect us from fear and emotional pain, but it keeps us separate, small, and limited. Feeling it can be scary and challenge us to our core, but if we lean into it and allow it to move, emotional pain turns into energy. Energy turns into understanding, and understanding expands into forgiveness, peace, and compassion. So as Rutherford would say, pray, sing, lean into your pain and planetary pain. In other words, be brave, go deep, feel your vulnerability and humanity, and let go. Let go of judgment of yourself and others. Rediscover your naturally present, wise, and beautiful heart. And finally, reveal your so needed, uniquely amazing gifts to the world.